Good morning. Before I start the meeting, I want to make an announcement. We have one of our very capable staff who's been wonderful with us, who's going to be leaving us. Anna is going. Anna, you want to tell them where you're going on this new venture?
Sure. I'm going to the National Association of College and University Attorneys, NACUA.
National University of College Lawyers. She's going to National Lawyers.
Madam Chair, and I think that's just until she goes to private practice back in Roanoke County again.
Well, now that I've got that, and I want you all to have, it's both bittersweet because she's been absolutely wonderful. She and, oh my God, both of you have been just absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to miss you a lot. Thank you. Well, today we have 19 bills on our docket. The first set of bills for consideration are bills that are identical to Senate bills that we have previously considered. We will not hear public testimony on these bills as we have heard the relevant testimony prior to crossover. The second set of bills that we will take up are bills that are similar to Senate bills that we have previously considered. All members have a packet on their seat containing conforming substitutes and amendments for these bills for the committee's consideration. There are also notes in your packet outlining the differences between the Senate and House bills. We will have public testimony on these bills if needed, operative term, if needed, limited to 2 minutes per side. Finally, we will consider a set of bills that are new to the committee but passed out of the House unanimously. We will have public testimony on these bills, and that also will be limited to 2 minutes per side. Now, I turn this mic over to council to briefly introduce each of the identical bills. After the identical bills, I'll call on the patrons for similar bills and new bills. And there's a possibility that we have House Bill 1352, Delegate Bell. We're going to hear testimony on it, but you may want to, we may need to re-refer that one to judiciary.
Madam Chair, roll call.
I don't know if Locke is here yet. Locke? Okay. I know what I'm doing. Clerk, would you please call the roll? Maybe stand up. It's a joke.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much. This is the attire for the day. Okay, now I turn it over to our council to briefly introduce each of the identical bills.
Madam Chair, first is HB 9, patroned by Delegate Ware. The House passes Bill 52 to 47. It's about public school teachers, probationary terms of service, grounds for dismissal and dismissal hearings. The bill is identical to SB 178, carried by Senator Peake. And this committee voted to pass the bill by indefinitely on a vote of 8 to 5.
Second. It's been moved and second that the bill be passed by indefinitely. All in favor of that motion?
Madam Chair?
Yes, sir.
As persuasive as my seatmate is, perhaps Delegate Ware has something a little bit different for us to consider briefly, but I mean, he came all the way over here.
But I just announced that we were not going to have testimony on bills that had already been heard, and especially those that came with the PBI recommendation.
But not testimony, just the patron himself.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Hey, no,
There's a motion on the floor.
I'm sorry.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Yes, there was a motion and a second.
Madam Chair, I kind of feel like back in the House when Delegate Kilgore has his brother come in, I feel like I'm seeing double. And I'm feeling the same thing this morning as I come before this committee. So it is the same bill that Senator Peake had. It does allow a little more flexibility for teachers who are in their probationary period. It allows this came from a school board in Goochland, and I've had a number of school boards and superintendents who have expressed their interest in it, in allowing teachers with the number of requirements we put on them to have a couple more years, assuming they're proceeding well, to demonstrate their ability and to complete the requirements that we continue to add almost annually here as to what they need to be to gain tenure. So, Madam Chair, that's the center part of the bill, and
We thank you for being here this morning, but we have heard it before.
Yep.
And there is a motion on the floor, and there is a second. All in favor of the motion, please designate on the electronic voting board.
Ayes 9, no 6.
Ayes 9, no 6. I'm sorry, Delegate Ware, the bill is PBI.
thank you, Madam Chair, members.
Have a blessed day. Council.
Next, Madam Chair, is HB 213, patroned by Delegate Robinson. The House passed this bill 84-10. It's about optometrists and laser surgery. It's identical to SB 375, patroned by Senator Peterson. This committee recommended reporting on a vote of 11-4.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded the bill be reported. I'm sorry.
Madam Chair.
Senator Peterson.
Well, this will apparently break up the Peterson-Donovan alliance, at least briefly. But I just want to thank Roxanne, Delegate Robinson, for her great work on this and ask everyone to vote for it. Thanks.
You heard the motion and the second. All in favor of this motion, please designate electronically. Nays, of course, have the same right.
Ayes 11, noes 4.
Ayes 11, noes 4. The bill is reported. Council.
Next, Madam Chair, is HB 230. It passed the House 95-0. It's patroned by Delegate Coiner. It's about applications for teacher licensure by reciprocity for military spouses. It is identical to SB 154, carried by Senator Locke, and this committee recommended reporting on a vote of 15-0.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the bill be reported. All in favor of that motion, please designate electronically. Nays have the same right.
Ayes 15, no 0.
Ayes 15, no 0. House Bill 230 is reported.
Madam Chair, next is HB 246. The House passed this bill 99-0, and it's patroned by Delegate Kilgore. It's about school attendance, 4-H educational programs and activities. It is identical to SB 596, carried by Senator Pillion, and this committee recommended reporting on a vote of 15-0.
Can I get a motion? And a second. That House Bill 246 be reported. All in favor of the motion, designate electronically, yea or nay.
Ayes 15, no 0.
Ayes 15, no 0. House Bill 246 is reported.
Madam Chair, next is HJR 145. The House passed this 97-0. It was patroned by Delegate Davis. It is the SHEV statewide strategic plan. It's identical to SJ 53, patroned by Senator Locke, and this committee recommended reporting on a vote of 15-0.
It's been moved and seconded that House Bill HJR 145 be reported. All in favor of the motion, designate electronically. Nays have the same right.
Ayes 15, no 0.
Ayes 15, no 0. HJ 145 is reported. Now we're moving to House bills that are similar to Senate bills. And the first bill, it appears on our calendar, is going to be House Bill 4 and Delegate Watts. Wyatt.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
I can see, I know the difference between you and Watts.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And I hope I never make that
It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a
Thank-
fun day.
Thank you. So, good morning
Good
again.
morning.
House Bill 4 is very similar to Senator Norman's House Bill 36, except for line 52 through 54. That amendment was added in the Senate.
Madam Chair.
Senator Peterson, do you want to conform?
Sure. I mean, we spent a lot of time on this, so I've moved that we conform to the Senate version, and we'll probably kick it into conference.
Thank you.
Okay, you've heard the motion and the second. All in favor of conforming the bill to Senator Norman's bill, say aye. Aye. Those have the same right. Thank you. Now the bill has been conformed.
Thank you.
It has been moved and seconded that the bill be
Madam
reported.
Chair.
Senator Newman.
Before we do
We're
that-
moving a little bit too fast for you this morning.
It's okay. I think there is another bill that the patron would like to be rolled into this one if the patron, it's Senator Walker's bill, Delegate Walker's bill. if you don't mind that one being rolled in.
And
Incorporate,
Yeah, just incorporate.
okay.
Is council got that, has that number, Madam Chair?
Well,
It's the one we're
after
talking about,
council reads that line amendment, we'd like to get a motion to conform, yes,
just to roll it in.
to roll it in, to incorporate.
Madam Chair, it's HB 89. They want to roll in HB 89 into this bill.
So moved, Madam Chair.
You've heard the motion that the bill be incorporated, and what page is it on? Is that in here?
It's not, it's,
Okay, all
it's
right.
coming. Yeah.
Okay. It has been moved and seconded that the bills be incorporated. All in favor of that motion, please say aye. Aye. Those of the same right.
Madam Chair, that is recorded vote. You give me
Yes.
1 second to set that up.
Okay, then we're gonna record this vote to incorporate. All in favor of incorporating, please designate electronically. Oh, sorry, we're still on the. Coming up in just. It's in there somewhere. It's coming.
Madam Chair, I'm having an issue pulling up the bill that is not in committee. So if we can vote on that and do a voice vote, I can
Okay,
put it
we'll,
in.
we'll go on and do it in concept, and we will do the,
You can actually vote on it. I can take
Right.
a roll call vote for it.
yeah, well, let's do a roll call vote then, to make sure that we have it. All in favor of incorporating the three bills, please designate electronically.
Voice.
I thought you
vote.
just told me a roll call. Aye. Okay, all right, we all ayes up here.
Any,
Yes. That's what I thought he said. Somebody said we were gonna do
a voice vote for the incorporation?
I did that, and somebody said roll call.
Are there any against?
No.
Okay, we're good.
All right, we're good. You have been incorporated.
thank you.
You're welcome. Now we want to report the incorporated bills. Did we get a motion? Yes, ma'am. Okay, and we got a second. So all in favor of that motion now to report the incorporated bills, please designate electronically. Close the roll. You didn't get it?
Ayes 10, noes 4. Ayes, ayes 11, noes 4.
Ayes 11, noes 4. The incorporated bills will be reported. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Delegate Wyatt. Okay, now we're on to House Bill 81. Delegate Kilgore. Council, can you go in and give us the information on this bill, because it's looks like it needs to be conformed to Senator Barker's bill, Senate Bill 436.
Yes, Madam Chair. This is similar to SB 436, patroned by Senator Barker. There are a few minor changes that we made on the Senate side, and those line amendments are in your packet. The committee reported this bill on a vote of 15-0.
Okay, question of council. Yes, we need to conform these two bills, 81 to 436. All in favor of conforming, and this time we're gonna get it on the board. So we're gonna open up the road to we're gonna do a voice vote? I thought last time you wanted a recorded vote. To conform, all in favor say aye. Aye. Noes have the same right? It's unanimous. Now it has been moved and second that the bill be reported as conform. All in favor, please vote electronically. Close the roll.
Ayes 15, no 0.
Ayes 15, no 0. The bill will be reported as conform with amendments. Thank you. Now we're on to House Bill 979, Delegate Tran. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the committee. This bill is similar to Senate Bill 68, carried by Senator Favola. And the difference is that it would allow individuals who've had a valid license or teaching credential from an international institution within the last 7 years. Yes, ma'am.
Delegate Tran,
Yes.
just go ahead.
Oh, I can just start over again.
Go ahead.
So House Bill 979 is similar to Senator Favola's Senate Bill 68, which passed out of this committee 14 with one abstention and passed the Senate unanimously. The difference is that, so overall, it allows people with an international teaching license or credential to be eligible for a provisional teacher license. And the difference is that my bill allows you to be eligible if you've had a license, an active teacher license or credential within the last 7 years. So it gives a period of time with the recognition that many refugees, when they're newly arrived, are worried about, immediate needs like finding housing, setting up their homes, and getting a first job. And so this gives them a little bit of an on-ramp to switch over to their teaching careers.
Okay. Any questions of the patron? Senator Peterson?
Madam Chair, you said there was a bill we passed similar to this?
Yes, Senator Favola's.
Okay, can you just explain what the differences are?
Sure. So the difference, and I believe Senator Favola would like to conform to my bill, is mine allows you to have, rather than you must have a valid teaching license or credential immediately in order to qualify, mine allows you to have it within the last 7 years.
Okay, further question, Madam Chair.
Senator Peterson?
So let's say someone came over on an airlift coming out of Kabul or something, and now they're in the United States and they had a teaching license in Afghanistan. Is that the situation we're talking about, or give me some examples?
So that would be the perfect situation we're talking about. And so it gives you within that 7 years, right? Because, as you're arriving from Afghanistan, you're worried about finding housing, making sure your kids are in school and everything is all up and up. And so then you might take a first job, which is what many refugees do, before you look at how to enter your career again. So it gives you a little bit of time to kind of, resettle and then switch your career over.
Madam Chair,
Senator Stu Line?
I think just an important distinction for Senator Peterson's question was, it would be if 6 years ago, they had a valid teaching license
Right.
in Afghanistan. And that's the big difference.
So we're
I mean,
stretching out the period.
Yes.
significantly. And I think at least I have a preference for Senator Favola's language.
Madam Chair,
Senator Cosgrove?
I believe out of courtesy to Chairman Favola that we conform this bill to hers and they can
Right.
work it out in Congress.
Y'all work it out.
Okay.
All right, I move we
And I'm-
conform to the Favola.
Okay,
bill.
there is a motion and a second that we conform House Bill 979 to Senate Bill 68. All in favor of that motion, please designate
It's a voice vote, voice.
by voice vote. All in favor, say aye. Sounds like it's unanimous.
Great, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now can we
move
get a
the
motion to
report.
report? Now we have a motion and a second to report the conformed bills. All in favor, please designate electronically. Now with that, I think I need to back up, and MJ, you need to help me out with this.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero, the conformed bills will be reported.
I can help, Madam Chair.
I
Yes.
think on a previous bill, I think the motion was to incorporate, and we can't incorporate House bills and Senate bills, we can only conform. So which one was that?
Madam
Senate
Chair,
Bill 4.
Madam Chair, I move that we reconsider the
HB 4, excuse
vote
me.
by which
Senator Newman?
we pass House Bill 4.
Okay, I just need all in favor to reconsider? Yeah, we had a wrong motion. The motion was to incorporate, but the bills needed to conform.
Ayes 14, no zero.
Ayes 14, no zero. The bill has been reconsidered. Now can I get a motion to
Madam Chair, I move
conform?
that I understand that I messed up, that we can't conform. We can't roll one into the other as a House, but I apologize to the committee that therefore, having voted on the prevailing side by which we rolled the bill into the House bill, I move we reconsider that vote.
All in favor? Say aye. Those opposed, nay. Close the roll.
Ayes 14, no zero.
Ayes 14, no zero.
Madam
Okay.
Chair.
Senator Newman?
Madam Chair, I move that we report House Bill 4 as it is, as amended.
It's been moved and seconded that the bill be reported. All in favor, designate electronically? It's okay. I love you, Steve.
Ayes 14, noes 1.
Ayes 14, noes 1. The bill will be reported with the substitute. Now, bills before the committee. We will start calling on the patrons. House Bill 242, Delegate Adams, you're up first.
Madam Chairman?
Yes.
Before we proceed, I have a motion. Having voted on the prevailing side where we recommended reporting House Bill 4, I ask that we reconsider that vote for a member to change their vote.
Okay, all right. You can't do a yellow sheet, so you can go down and tell MJ, and he'll change it for you. Okay. Yeah,
Are we,
Delegate Adams,
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee.
good morning.
HB 242 is a technical amendment to reflect the current practice for the 7,252 licensed professional counselors in Virginia. It includes adding licensed professional counselors to the list of healthcare professionals who are authorized to make judgments about patients' receipt of personal medical records, face of malpractice review panel, and provide recommendations on involuntary temporary detention orders. LPCs are regulated by the Department of Health Professions under the Board of Counseling, and all licensed professional counselors are prepared minimally at a master's level, reflecting 2 years of full-time graduate, completed of an internship of 600 hours and 3,400 hours of postgraduate residency under supervision. If passed, this bill would update the code to reflect the current practices I mentioned.
Any questions of the patron? Anyone in the audience like to speak in favor of the bill?
If you're in the Zoom room and would like to speak in favor of this bill, please raise your hand electronically now.
Madam Chairman, members of the committee, Becky Bowers-Lanier, and I'm representing both the Virginia Counselors Association, who asked Delegate Adams to bring this forward, and the Virginia Association of Community Services Boards. Both are strongly in support of this measure, and it does reflect current practice, so this will be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're
Other
on-
speakers in favor in the audience? We can go to the Zoom, go to the room?
There are none in favor in the Zoom room at this time, Madam Chair.
Are there those in the audience who would speak in opposition to the measure?
If you are in the Zoom room and would like to speak in opposition to this bill, please raise your hand electronically now.
Okay, then we need a motion. It's been moved and properly second that House Bill 242 be reported. All in favor of the motion, designate electronically. Nays have the same right. Close the roll.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. The bill is reported. Thank you, Delegate
Thank you,
Adams.
Madam Chair.
Okay. House Bill 418, Delegate Delaney.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the committee.
Good morning.
I have House Bill 418 for you today. Many of you know that Virginia is in the midst of a literacy crisis, and it has only been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. We see many children are falling below the benchmark of the PAL screener and failing the third grade SOL. So what I'd like to bring to attention of the committee is the Reading Recovery Program. It's specifically an issue because it does not sufficiently address key deficits of young struggling readers. That includes phonemic awareness and phonics. Studies have demonstrated that the poorest readers in first grade who qualify for the program show little to no improvement. So the bill provides a very simple solution by simply removing the words reading recovery from the code. This section of code with these words are found in, to relate specifically to the establishment of a block grant program for localities to utilize to fund literacy programs in their districts. So by removing reading recovery from the list of eligible programs to receive funding, we can free up those funds to go to programs that have been proven to actually help improve early childhood literacy.
Any questions of the patron? Anyone in the audience like to speak in favor of the bill?
If you are in the Zoom room and would like to speak in favor of this bill, please raise your hand electronically now. There is one in the Zoom room, Madam Chair.
Please bring them in.
Give me 1 second. Shannon Duncan, please unmute and begin your testimony now.
Good morning. I appreciate an opportunity to speak to the committee. I am a founding member of Decoding Dyslexia Virginia, and we are in favor of removing the product name Reading Recovery from Virginia Educational Code. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there others? Okay, there's no opposition to the bill?
Move to report.
Second. It's been moved and second that the bill be reported. All in favor of reporting House Bill 418, designate electronically. Close the roll.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. Delegate Delaney, your bill is reported.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, committee.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm going to go by the queue board now. So, MJ, if you could clear out my queue, I can find out who's next in the order that they signed up. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in order of the sign-up sheet, did we just dispense with the bill for Delegate Bell?
I don't.
Delegate Bell, oh, you're here.
I'm here and happy to speak or not. I have two bills.
Okay, well, let's see, which one you want to take up first?
Madam Chair, the one that I'd like you to look at is House Bill 741. It's a modest measure. It would add, as part of the safety audit they already do, that the school board shall create accurate floor plans for public safety officials. It's something that both the fire and the police have said that in an emergency, it's too late to get it. If they do it as part of the audit, they think it'd be something they could have available if they need it. That's the bill.
Any member of the committee? Oh, we're not even on ask. Okay, it's been moved in second without anybody saying that they want to speak against or.
Madam Chair, there is one in the Zoom who seems
Okay,
to...
well, we do want to hear from the person who's in the Zoom room. So
All right,
let's
then.
bring that person in before we carry this motion.
Maggie DeBoard, please unmute and begin your testimony now.
Good morning, Madam Chair. I'm Chief Maggie DeBoard from the Herndon Police Department. I'm here representing the Virginia Chiefs. We highly support HB 41. This bill will actually provide us an opportunity to have these plans in our hands, also not just police, but our fire counterparts in case of an emergency, and really allow us to go quickly and accurately to a problem if we have a high threat or emergency in a building. The technology for this stuff now is just amazing, and actually our officers and our fire counterparts can actually have these maps right on their phones as they're approaching a building, which, you know, as we know, seconds will save lives. So we hope that you will look at this and help support this bill for us. Thank you.
We have a motion to report and a second. All in favor of reporting House Bill 741, please designate electronically your preference. Close the roll.
Senator Newman, ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. The bill is reported. Delegate Bell?
Madam Chair, the second bill was 1352. I don't think the policy is controversial. I do worry about unintended consequences, so I'll make a motion, I think never made in the history of the General Assembly, which is whatever you choose to do, I'd ask you to send it to the judiciary just so they can make sure we're not doing something in another place that's messing it up.
At the request of the patron, he would like to have the bill be re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary. I think that might be a voice vote. Electronic vote, MJ?
Electronic vote, yes.
Okay. All in favor of re-referring the bill to Judiciary, and that is House Bill 1352, please designate electronically. And so is she.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Madam Senator Lucas, thank you.
You're very welcome. Oh, you do recognize me as being Lucas, not Locke, correct?
We've been trying to decide who would have the nerve to make some joke. And I waited till everything was done. But yes, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I guess that would be me. Okay, according to Q, Delegate Hope, and let me just tell you who you are in this order: Hope, Hayes, Sickle, and Ferris. According to your sign up, Hope, Hayes, Sickle, and Ferris.
Good morning, Madam
Good
Chair,
morning,
members of the
Delegate
committee. I have two bills before you. House Bill 659 is the first. This is a simple bill that would create a work group to study when to require autopsies when someone receives state funding disability services. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner used to have this responsibility when we had our 5 large training centers that were open. But when we closed those and moved those in the community, that responsibility never shifted over. And so this just creates a work group, brings everyone to the table to decide when to perform those autopsies and when not to do those investigations. That's what the
Okay.
bill does.
Okay. Well, before we go to the speakers and audience, would there be any questions of any member of the committee? Those in favor of the bill, please come forward.
If you're in the Zoom room and would like to speak in favor of this bill, please raise your hand electronically now.
Yes, you go ahead. We want to hear from the speaker present.
Thank you. Colleen Miller from the Disability Law Center of Virginia. We do support this bill and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? To the Zoom room?
Terry Morgan, please unmute and begin your testimony now.
Good morning. I'm Terry Morgan, the Executive Director of the Virginia Board for People with Disabilities. We think that this is a very important topic and worthy of the discussion of a work group and recommendations that are made through that work group. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would there be anyone in opposition to the bill?
If you are in the Zoom room and would like to speak in opposition to this bill, please raise your hand electronically now. There does not appear to be anyone in opposition at this time, Madam
Seeing
Chair.
none, the chair will entertain a motion. It's been moved and properly seconded that House Bill 659 be reported. All in favor, designate electronically. Clerk, close the roll.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. Delegate Hope, the bill is reported.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I have one more bill.
Yes, I see it. Go
House
right
Bill
ahead.
680.
680.
This bill simply adds targeted case management services for people with severe brain injury to the state Medicaid plan. We don't currently offer such case management services or really much services for people with severe brain injury. Targeted case management services may include assessment and planning services to include developing an individual service plan, linking individuals to services and supports, specified and individualized service plans, assistance in locating, developing, obtaining needed services and resources, assessing progress, education, and counseling to promote supportive relationships for people with traumatic brain injury. So that's the bill before you. It asks them to amend our state Medicaid plan to include targeted case management services for this population.
Okay, that's good. I see Colleen is standing. Come forward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We do support this good bill. We recognize that there is a cost associated with it, and we would encourage you to keep in mind that any investment that we can make in linking people with traumatic brain injury to services is going to have a good return for the state overall, because the sooner they get linked with services, the better their chances of recovery will be. Thank you.
It does have a fiscal impact, so it will have to go to finance. However, we want to hear other speakers who are in favor of the bill. Anyone in the Zoom room?
If you're in the Zoom room and would like to speak in favor of this bill, please raise your hand electronically now. There do not appear to be any at this time, Madam Chair.
It's been moved and seconded that the bill be reported and re-referred to Senate Finance. All in favor of that motion, please designate electronically. Clerk, close the roll.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. This good bill will be reported and re-referred to Finance.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it very much.
Okay, next in queue, I gave you the order. Hayes, Sickle, Ferris.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Madam Chair, I have two bills. The first bill is House Bill 555.
That's House Bill 555. Turn my mic off so I can listen to Senator Sasslaw. Delegate Hayes, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, members of the committee, you have before you House Bill 555. It is a measure to allow for and codify the electronic notification of patients from a practitioner. Under current code, that notification has to be by regular mail and posted in the newspaper. What this will do is also add the option of sending electronic means to that patient in the case of a closure, sale, or move of a practice.
Any questions of the patron? Senator Newman?
Madam Chair, would this relate to someone that is still left in a training center and they're going to be moved?
Madam Chair, Senator Newman, could you
maybe Dr.
restate your
Brown.
question? I'm trying to get a little bit.
Maybe Dr. Brown can, I'm catching up quick, Madam Chair, if that's okay.
Please come forward, yes.
Madam Chairman, members of the committee, David Brown, Director of the Department of Health Professions, to respond to Senator Newman. No, this only affects practitioners who are in practice notifying their patients that they're moving.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
And while I'm here, Madam Chair, I'll go ahead and say this is an agency bill and it's supported by the administration.
Thank you.
Both.
Both. Anyone else in the audience who would like to speak in favor of the bill?
If you're in the Zoom room and would like to speak in favor of this bill, please raise your hand electronically now. There is one in the Zoom room, Madam Chair.
Bring them in, please.
Vic Nichols, please unmute and begin your testimony now.
Vic Nichols?
Yeah, thank you. Vic Nichols. I'm in support of this bill because it has happened that sending something by mail does not get to a person. Also, the fact that you can do it electronically is going to get out to people a lot faster than you will in the mail. Sometimes it can take, even in our area in Hampton Roads, can take 4 days or more. So I appreciate Delegate Hayes putting this bill up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Anyone in the audience be opposed to this good bill?
If you're in the Zoom room and would like to speak in opposition to this bill, please raise your hand electronically now. There appear to be none at this time, Madam Chair.
Motion, please. It's been moved and properly seconded that House Bill 555 be reported. All in favor of the motion? Vote electronically. Nays have the same right. Clerk, close the roll.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. The bill is reported. Delegate Hayes, you have a second bill?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The second bill, Madam Chair, is House Bill 598 regarding registered surgical technologists. Madam Chair, members of the committee, this particular measure allows for the certification of surgical technologists to be expanded in terms of the grandfathering of the requirements here for this process. Last year, with your help, we legislated the certification of surgical technologists, and I'm happy to report that the public is actually much safer because of your actions, and the profession is thriving. This bill makes a technical correction and provides a brief extension of last year's grandfathering clause by a little bit more than a year.
Good. Thank you so much. Would there be anyone in the audience who would like to speak in favor of the bill?
If you are in the Zoom room and would like to speak in favor of this bill, please raise your hand electronically now.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Hunter Jamerson, representing the Association of Surgical Technologists. Appreciate Delegate Hayes bringing this bill. Remains fully aligned with the recommendations for the regulation of the profession by the Department of Health Professions. And as Delegate Hayes said, during COVID, there's been need to expand the grandfathering clauses. Folks have not been able to apply for certification because they've been doing other things. So we appreciate that opportunity to expand that grandfathering window through October.
Thank you for your testimony. Is there someone in the Zoom room?
There is no one in the Zoom room in favor at
Anyone?
this time.
Anyone else in the audience like to speak in favor of the bill? There's a motion and a second that the bill be reported. All in favor, please designate electronically. Close the roll.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. Your bill is reported. Delegate Hayes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee.
You're very welcome. According to Q, I have two more speakers, Sickles and Ferris. Okay, well, let's go to Delegate Ferris, and then Sickles not here, then maybe we'll deal with Delegate Ferris. Please come forward. Just popped up. I can only go by who's in the queue.
Good morning, Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen of the committee. House Bill 1345 is not an administration bill. It's not a day one bill. It's a bill I got last summer from a relative. So, is that all I need to say?
That's a good opening statement.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go right ahead.
This just names.
You got a motion to report in a second? All in favor of that motion, please designate electronically. Open the roll. Delegate Ferris, your bill is reported.
Thank you, Madam
You're
Chair.
very welcome. According to the queue, I'm going by queue. I can only go by who shows up. Delegate Sickles, you are next.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. The bill is reported. You got a similar opening, Delegate Sickles?
Pardon me?
Tessa, did you have a similar opening? Because if you do, you can get rid of your bill in about 15 seconds.
Okay, then I won't read you this material. This is a simple bill that is an agency bill coming from the Board of Nursing. It is, the number on the bill is
Yes,
604.
Yeah.
And what they found out is that registered medication aides don't have the proper training, and half of them almost fail the test. Medication aides work in assisted living facilities primarily, and they want permission to have develop materials and education training for them. That's all the bill does. It's a request from the board.
Okay.
I can go into more if you want.
No, I think you need to stop right there. Anybody, anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the bill?
If you're in the Zoom room and would like to speak in favor of this bill, please raise your hand electronically now.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the bill be reported. All in favor, please designate electronically.
Thank you.
Close the
Thank you,
roll.
Mr. Wynn. Hope you have a good day. It's good to see all of you together here.
Ayes 15, no zero.
Ayes 15, no zero. Your bill is reported, Delegate Sickles, and we're gonna have a good day. It's gonna be a fun day. Okay, next in queue, next in queue, we have Delegate Guzman.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, Madam President, members of the committee. I bring to you House Bill 1022, comes from the House uncontested with no fiscal impact. This bill will provide the K-12 students of tribal nations in Virginia an excused absence from school for attendance at their tribal nations powwow celebration. And a powwow, it's a sacred display of culture and heritage that is passed down through generations. As such, it is important to allow students belonging to tribal nations the opportunity to attend these time-honored traditions without penalizing them with an unexcused absence, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, before we do.
Well, it's been moved, but I think Senator Newman has a question first.
Just a question maybe to council. I don't read between lines 153 and 157 any limitation on the time. If there was a determination that the Monicans in Amherst County decided they were going to go for 3 weeks, is it going to be excused? Depending on the board regulation?
Council.
Madam Chair, Senator Newman, it says they would be granted an excused absence, which to me would mean one per year, but there is no specific limit of time.
Madam Chair, I'm not going to
Senator
slow down,
Newman?
but we may work on it between now and the floor and see if there's some limitation, if that's okay. Well, Madam Chairman,
Senator Newman?
if the committee's okay with it, I think there ought to be some limits, right? Because if not, you could end up with a month-long celebration. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, it's just an issue. I don't know what the right number is. Maybe the patron knows the right number of days.
Delegate Guzman?
Sure, Madam Chair. What I would say to the Senator is that he is correct. It could vary throughout the year according to the tribe, and it might take up to 2 to 3 days, but I'm okay if he feels that it is 1 day. I'm okay with that. That shouldn't be a problem. Plus, what I would say over 10 days, I think there's another part of the code that referred that you cannot be excused over 10 absences throughout the year in order for you to pass the
Madam Chair,
year.
if she's okay with it, I will say one day per
Calendar year?
calendar year. Yes, ma'am.
Council, do you have that? It's whatever day their powwow is. Is that correct? It's been moved, the amendment has been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, now for the amended bill. It's been moved and probably second that the bill be reported as amended. All in favor of that motion, please vote electronically. Delegate Guzman, your bill has been amended and it has been reported.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the committee.
Ayes 15-0, the bill is reported. Oh, my heavens. We kind of rushed through the agenda. I was looking for some more work. Well, we got a lot of people out here in the audience. We don't have any bills. Maybe they came to see these two red vests.
I told the chair she got that vest from Governor Youngkin, didn't she?
I'll keep you guessing all day. The work has been done. The committee shall rise.